family together. I'm proud to be Asian American. I'm proud of who I am.
Happy Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
Let us see, let us see, let us see. The curiosity is killing me. I'm just wanting to see.
Travel the world with my favorite furry friends and a McDonald's Happy Meal. There's a tag team 7:29 p.m. Device unlocked. Play Store. Uninstall button. Tap to activate. One UI home. Search. Press select and hold to long press.
Testing, testing, testing. That's what we're doing. We're testing.
Play Store. Search. DOTW, 1 notification. Instagram, 2 notifications.
That's weird though. It's saying microphone is in use, right? But it's a screen recorder.
Mr. J. Guns posted a video 23 hours ago. View Mr. J. Guns' story button.
Don't make sense, right?
Mr. J. Guns. Video sound off button. Yep.
Click the link in my profile.
The blind MC out of list. Message edit button. Back button out of list. Listeners. Yep. Back button.
Are you tired of clean clothes that just don't smell clean? What if your clothes can stay
Instagram.
fresh for weeks?
Search edit box. Back button.
Downy
Tap
Unstoppables in-wash scent boosters keep your laundry
List.
smelling fresh way longer than detergent alone.
Faces of dot ed.
Pour a cap of Downy
Ortega's official,
Unstoppables
1 of
into
4.
your washing machine before each
Tap to
load.
activate.
And enjoy fresher smelling laundry. With 6 times the freshness ingredients, Downy Unstoppables
Mr.
gives
J.
you more of what you love. If you want laundry to smell fresh for weeks, maybe Downy Unstoppables in-wash scent boosters.
Dismiss. Instagram. Search edit box. Intel underscore agent. Chris Roy. Candlelady. I'm not Chris. Open story of Sapphires. Sapphires TV. Like the message. General. Tab. 2 of 2. Get lit. Scroll to top. Button. Out of list. Message. Button. Instagram. Mr. J. Live. Stay underscore dangerous underscore. Live. I am Lamont Arrogers. Making an next story. Apollo 3. Unseen. Live. Photo by black-owned businesses flex biceps dark skin tone. Photo by black-owned businesses flex biceps dark skin tone on May 23rd, 2021. Maybe a Twitter screenshot of text that says, y'all swear y'all was Pharaoh.
Ain't that some shit?
Wait, isn't there some kind of theme at school this week?
I hate all these theme weeks. Cake week, cake cleanup week, ant week, how to get rid of ants week, anteaters week, how to get rid of anteaters week. What is it this week?
Technology week?
No, that was 3 weeks ago. Hey, it's technology week, Bobber. Hey, we should have a friend.
Do you assume all machines know each other?
Dude, technology week, remember?
Not helping.
Oh, we haven't done history week.
No, you haven't done history. Why are you dressed as a picture? It's history. Endangered species was last week.
Exactly. I'm dressed up last week. That's history, right? Anyway, surely pandas are history by now.
You just forgot, didn't you?
Yep.
Okay, we're definitely gonna mess this up again. We don't even know what the theme is.
Don't worry. I've got this.
I'm not sure about this.
Come on, chill. We've got all the bases covered.
Huh?
Oh, it's Green Week.
Yeah,
Yo, tap in with me.
Actually, it's just a hot day, but thanks for pointing it out, darling.
Love the green rainbow, Tobias.
Tap in with me real quick. I'm trying to see if this is gonna save the recording.
Oh, thank goodness. Glad we're not the only ones.
I want to see if this thing is gonna save my recording if I have another person in the live. That's the key point on the whole thing. Is it gonna save the video, and is it not only gonna save the video, but is it gonna keep the audio as well? I'm testing my screen recorder app that I just downloaded to see if it's gonna actually record audio on the screen as well as, you know, while there's other hosts and other guests in the live stream. So you know how you can have more than one guest, but people use apps. People use screen recorder apps to like save the whole video, save the stream, and you know use it for their YouTubes. You know they upload it to their YouTube channels and stuff like that. Well, that's the idea that I'm working on right now. Trying to get the gist of the screen recorder app first to see if it's gonna work and see if it's gonna allow me to record with the audio. And keep the file so that I can actually take this file, upload this file to somewhere else like YouTube or even my Facebook timeline on my page for the Peasy Show on my Facebook and be able to upload them there, you know what I'm saying? So it works. You know, if this shit works, it'll be great because that's really the idea right now, to try to see if this shit's gonna work. What's going on, Queen?
What's up? Oh shit, I look crazy.
Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to see if I can get this thing to work, and hopefully it's working. It's saying that it's recording it. It's saying that it's recording footage, so I'm like hoping that it's gonna keep that, you know.
I sure was like, they said you was live, but then you was just sitting there chilling.
Yeah, because I've been in and out. I've been popping in and out.
Okay.
So like
Yeah,
what
I
it
was
is.
like, I keep getting the same message. I'm like, why I keep getting the message?
My bad. I don't mean to make you feel like it's confusing, but I was like testing the screen recorder app that I just downloaded. See, I've been like curious to find out why like I'm the only person that's not hip to like recording my own live streams and posting them on different places like YouTube and my Facebook page for this page particularly. So like I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm about to find a way. I'm going to find out how to use these motherfucking apps, yo. Like, so I started looking around on my Play Store and I said, you know what? I said in a voice message, like, listen, I'm a voice motherfucking search for this motherfucker. So I found it by using the keywords, you know, screen recorder for Instagram. There was two apps that I found, like the one IG screen recorder that they have, like I downloaded it, but it does not respond at all. So what it's telling me is basically I could paste. Supposedly I'm supposed to be able to paste live streams that are on that I just like that I follow, but they're public screen. They got to be public pages, right? So okay, I tested that out. It did not work. The freaking the caption box where you're supposed to put the link in, it does not work. It does not work. Okay, I signed in using my Instagram information for this page so that it records automatically these videos. That didn't work. It was supposed to automatically record every time my live stream goes up, but it doesn't. So that didn't work. But then I was using this app first initially, this screen recorder app that I'm working on now. And before I could even test it, I just like, nah, I want to see if there's another one. Maybe there's one specifically for Instagram that I can use, you know, that'll be a little more better, compatible, whatever. No difference. This one actually works better, and it's nothing. I don't know if it's associated with Instagram, but it definitely doesn't have anything. It doesn't have anything in the caption as far as like the title for the app itself. It just says screen reader. Or a screen recorder, audio recorder, or some screen recorder, video recorder, or something like that. So
I was
basically,
saying your phone don't have just a screen recorder.
Basically, it's just a simple screen recorder. So I'm hoping that this is one of those things that don't just work on fucking Instagram. For example, like Twitch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
just
Well,
for,
cause see,
shits
like
and
I
giggles.
screen record all the time, like just my regular phone screen recorder.
Right, see?
Cause
And
normally,
some
like stuff
phones
that
do
you
have
ain't
it.
record, like stuff that normally doesn't record, it'll go
Yeah.
record because it's just recording my screen.
Right.
If I got mic on, it'll record it too. But it recorded things coming through the phone anyway.
Yeah, see, and that's the weird part about it. Like my tablet or my phone don't do that. So like I had to like install an app for it. So like I had them Android phones. That weirdo Android. So fucking them smartphones ain't smart as they want to be. But you know how
I
it goes.
just switched to iPhone. I've had an Android my whole life.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and every time I notice that like people are doing these screen recordings and stuff, like most of the people that are doing them are Instagram or are like iPhone users. You know what I mean? So they're just screen
On my
recording from
Galaxy,
their
though,
phone.
on my cell phone. But
Yeah, see, and that's a crazy part about it. I got a I got a J7, and my tablet that we're streaming on is a Galaxy tablet. So I must not know what I'm doing as far as recording and screen
I'm gonna say
recording.
you should have it.
Yeah, that's case.
Because I didn't have it first. I just had the phone for the longest, and I didn't have it at first. But then one of them updates, I had a screen recorder. I was like, okay, cool.
See. And maybe it was just the app that maybe it's just waiting on that software update. But simply that, between that and then freaking, like I said, I'm just messing around and try to see if, you know what I mean, I can be able to do this with this and then take this from here and maybe push it to like one of my, specialized YouTube channels that I haven't used and put it on there and be like, yeah, look, well, bang, we just made up, I just put up the PZ show on YouTube,
Yeah.
Check out the highlighted episodes on YouTube. You know what I mean? As we're going to go, that's what we're really going to start doing. The idea of it all is basically to have like the Cypher Saturdays and, moments like, New Wave Music Wednesdays when we actually have people to tap in and it'd be more than just me on the live stream and shit playing people's music. So that right there is, yeah, that's the goal right there, is to try to get more people to see and connect with the page like that. You know what I mean? By just showing out those highlight posts. It's sad because like you got to think on my timeline here on Instagram, I've had more conversations, interviews, and conversations period with just with solely beat of the week artists. Like some of the dopest MCs that have stepped on here. King, we got interview with King Creole. We talked with you. We talked with your husband. I done spoke with K.O. the Prince on here. You know what I mean? Auto Flow stepped in here one time. Fuck, we had Trey Real on the show one time. Fucking Poet, who is an OG veteran of Beat of the Week, came through here, stepped on the platform. So you see what I'm saying? Like I've had a lot of artists that have come on to this page and blessed page with their skills as performers and stuff. So it's an ideology that I'm trying to push in. I said, look, I know that I got this fucking platform where a lot of my people have tapped in with it, but this is gonna be a game changer if I can get this fucking screen record shit to work, because then I can start uploading videos, maybe even start trying to figure out how to edit and chop videos a little better, get into that field of it all. Even though I can't see it, it's still got to be a way I can do it. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all turn the TV on? Yeah. Listen, I know you hear damn nurse rhymes in the background.
As I say, the kids, how kids is. They play deaf. They love playing deaf. They like like it loud. I'm trying to tell you. But yeah, so I figured, I tap in with a couple people, get somebody in here, get a couple people in here, maybe even, go live with me and shit, and we'll have, whatever go on in this conversation. But even in that process, it's like, trying to find out how this is going to work. Because this is the one time I have not been able to actually get people on the live, you know what I mean, or get like this live recorded. Like, I've downloaded a bunch of lives where it's been just me, you know, and I can do that from Instagram, but I don't really want those unless it's just me doing a public service announcement where I don't really want nobody into live. That's not a full-fledged occasion. It's almost one of the rarest occasions that you're gonna find. You know, so for me, yeah. So that's really what I'm on right now. Just trying to figure out how I can just spin that shit and get it back on that level where I can catch it and be able to work with it. You know how I've been saying like earlier in these like last couple of weeks, like I'm just trying to find ways to kind of like keep up to everybody else while finding my own path on it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, you know, I hear from everybody, you know, it's great, you know, he's learning more and more, but if he can only record his videos, you know, if he can only put up, you know, motion pictures and shit like that, the guided idea is to try to figure out how to do that now. So that's where I'm at now. It's just trying to basically screen that and take that information that I'm hearing from people and advice from people and just be like, yo, I'm gonna find something that works for me, you know? So yeah, that's really what I'm doing right now.
You'll get it. I know it's probably harder because you don't, you know.
Right. It's a lot harder when you can't see what you're doing. That's the only thing that really deters the situation for me a lot, because it's harder for me when you can't see what you're doing. But, you know, I haven't let that stop me yet. So, you know what I'm saying? There's just certain things I'm going to have to work on.
Yeah,
that's how I look at it. Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it right now. It's like, shit, I got a lot of new projects that I want to push out. Oh, speaking of projects, did you and your husband ever get around to that song that I sent y'all? I sent it to your husband, actually. I sent it to him. I sent the track to him. I actually sent the track to him. And what I'm gonna do is I'll send it back. I'll send it to him again. But, I have like this, you know, I told you I was trying to do something with the Black Lives Matter song. And we wanted to take that song from like the roots of, you know, shit, talking about, you know, baselining, you know what I'm saying, critical, you know, information that needs to be spoken on that people can't, you know, grasp or refusing to grasp the deal of, because, you know what I'm saying, like, you have so many people that speculate that conversation on, you know, why do we scream BLM, you know, or why do we scream Black Lives Matter in general? Just, it's the factor of the matter, because, you know, we can all say all lives matter all day, but again, we said this before on the show, it's like, it's one thing to say Black Lives Matter or all lives matter, but then stand idly by and watch as Black and brown people are slaughtered in the streets with no repetition, no repercussions. You know, these things have to be taken into account as well. And folks need to start taking accountability behind their actions on that level, because at the end of the day, we are human beings too. We're supposed to be allowed to be here as well as equals. You know, and that's something that they try to constantly say that we are allowed to have, but yet it's showing signs that we've never had. You know what I'm saying? Even when they first started announcing that this was what they were gonna do, you know, it was never given to us that was what it was, because the opposition showed its sign, showed hand even after those things happened. Oh yeah, we're gonna allow, you know, Black people to say that they don't have to be classified to this place or be sectionized or segregated to this space and all this shit. And the next thing you know, even after allowing that desegregation things, it's still put into play an invisible fence of segregation. You know what I'm saying? Because now the new model and format of segregation is, we don't say N-word, we just talk about minorities and how they're criminals and, you know, immigrants and different people are just, you know, in here to steal our jobs away and all kind of bullshit like that. But see, where they don't really highlight is the points of the fact that if it wasn't for immigrants like us that were forced into this country or even brought here on our, against our will, this country wouldn't be half what it is. You know? So, you know what I mean? Like, right. The idea that I have basically, what I'm doing, I'm gonna send you the track. Definitely, I'm gonna send you the track. DJ Pretty, what's good, bro?
You do it through Bella?
Yes, I can do that. You gotta hit me up because I don't even know you. I didn't even know you was I didn't know you were on Bella.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, definitely. Once you send me follow, I follow back, and I'll send you an invite and all that. Because I've been definitely looking forward to like getting that track on the road. The Homicide track is definitely a track that I really feel like it's worth, you know, having somebody to talk about. And because I know how scripted you can be with detail, that would be a perfect song to put you on. Especially you and Hub. You and Hubby have a very, very scripted way of like detailing information that folks just really haven't paid attention to as they need to. So I like that aspect of it, and I feel like that's where this whole thing is gonna take off from. So
I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll make sure we get to it. It's the time too, summertime. That's when everything crank up.
Exactly. So
and the
you know what I
foolishness
mean,
crank
like
up.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like just in a sense, hell, we're not even 2 days away from the 1 year anniversary of fucking George Floyd's death. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we literally just found out a couple months ago that fucking the man who killed this man got fucking sentenced. That was in April. That was last month. I'm sorry. Then the month before that, they literally just said that they were fucking sending the 3 dudes that killed fucking Ahmaud Arbery to fucking court. They started their trial this month or this year. Like seriously, these folks have been you held them in jail for 3 months, knowing that there was no reason why there should have been nothing other than a guilty verdict. So what they've been doing, I am doing well.
Trying their best to find any type of
discriminating evidence that can make it sway back into the defense. Points. So that's the whole thing in a nutshell. Like, why is this the go-to strategy, right? Because this is normally what they do when it comes to wrongful death suits or, situations where they have overstepped their fucking boundaries and people have seen this, but yet they try to plug out, for example, when the kid over in fucking Missouri, the kid that went to Missouri and shot and killed those 2 people wasn't even from the city.
Yeah,
Kenosha. The kid that went to Kenosha. Cal Rittenhouse. Okay. Yeah. So you talking about even with this situation, right? This man literally underage. He wasn't even supposed to have this. He wasn't supposed to have this gun on him. Goes to a whole other town in a whole other state from where he's from, lives to quote unquote secure and keep safe and help a bunch of vigilante police wannabes with hillbilly guns and shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, come on, huh? Like, and then turn around.
And it was the hero. I got in the argument about this case.
Exactly. It's like, how can you call that man a hero?
Self-defense, but I was like, you can't jump. You can't put yourself in the middle. You can't go to no bar in the middle of a brawl, knowing that they're fighting. Shoot people
and then
it was
exactly. That's exactly what he basically did too. He went down there with intentions to shoot somebody.
It was a lot of bullshit going on. Yeah, they was destroying the city and opening them up, a fool and running them up. Yeah, but nobody dead until he showed up.
Exactly. about that. Even with all of the destruction and vandalism that took place in that particular time at that night, fact of the matter is this: the man that they did that for was shot 7 times in the back, paralyzed for life. Okay, nearly died. Okay. So yes, they protested for a wrongful death, and these motherfuckers said instead of taking the understanding of the people's anger into consideration, they decide they want to enforce war. They want to enforce law and order, so to speak.
Right.
And then you see how far that shit go. Law and order got you into the situation you was in, and now here we're looking at fucking a few months later, Kyle Rittenhouse is no longer in jail. He's out on bail because people higher ups paid his bail. That was what, over $1 million?
They raised him up, man. He had.
They raised the money for him. Guaranteed you wouldn't see that shit with no other race of people. That's the reason why this whole thing is so important to keep it to note of.
The people that he shot, first thing they did was go back, look at their criminal record, brought up some bullshit about what they had was, what they did, all this stuff.
Sure did.
They was chasing
had nothing to do with the fact that they was chasing him.
Mob. They tried to say he was being chased by a mob, but he was being chased because he shot somebody. Like he literally shot
that's
somebody.
exactly why he was being chased. They only seen it from the post scenes of him running from shooting the 2-3 people that he hit. Because that was the whole thing in a nutshell. The 2 people that got killed
had the skateboard. The guy that was
right.
Like he was about to
chasing him with the skateboard.
And he shot him. Talking about that was self-defense, but they was trying to stop him because he had shot somebody and then
conversation. Yeah. That's weird. My bro just tried the video. That's funny. He don't realize I'm live right now, I guess. But yeah, it's just crazy though. And that's the true statement. I think that was one of the things that people don't see. Cricket was right about it. Yo, the fucking whole system is corrupt, bro. Like, that's the whole fact, man. Because, like, no matter how you look at the situation, you can even try to find the logic in any of the situations where they have had no repercussions handed down to them, while the same situation happens to someone like a black or a brown person, and they slay that man. Like, they slay them. No fucking remorse. They no remorse. They've done this to thousands of people like that. They've done this to thousands, millions of people like that with no remorse. And it shows in the justice system's records. This is the same exact reason why for the last 20 years of my life, I've always said that I don't like the justice system. I've never liked the justice system. Justice system to me is a fucking show. It's a fucking shit show. It is not fucking a bunch of people correcting the wrongs of people doing wrong. It is actually a fucking system of people that are hurting other people into situations where they have no choice but to do something wrong. And then when that fucking shit heads down to them, depending on who they are and where their status is in life, they may get off. They may not. And most likely, if you're black,
they may not ever. If they don't have funds, they can't afford a good lawyer. The lawyers appointed to them don't give a damn. They're on Saturday making a check.
They want you to cop out.
They, like you said. Meanwhile, those families are without. Those kids grow up in the same situation, end up in the same system. They have no. It's just a cycle. It never. It doesn't work.
It's a vicious ass cycle, and it does not work. Absolutely right. Concrete guy, what's happening?
Oh yeah, I got.
Just like I said, it's been some I mean, and you can only imagine just how fucking bizarre people can, you know what I mean, really go and take shit when it comes to like getting off on a situation. Like nobody really know that like this is the not thing to do. It's just some people think so fucking like absent-minded, but then you would think that that's the case, but then the real reason behind the fact of why these people have such a I don't give a fuck attitude is because they really don't. Not to mention the fact that who's gonna stop them? Like it's like who the fuck gonna do anything to them? Let's look at the real situation, even in politics, going into something that should be, you know, a little more complex, but it's showing even this simplistic discrimination situations. You know what I'm saying? They just literally had a deliberation on what was it, Tuesday, right? Saying that, or was the last this week they were saying they were going to do a 9/11 style, you know, investigation into the January 6th incident, right? Well, that sounds great, right? When everybody starts thinking about it, by Tuesday, Wednesday, you hear fucking Mitch McConnell, Republican, the whole GOP party now talking about it and debating on whether they should go with it and agree to vote it into law, into legislation, all because a former president who was impeached a record 2 times,
right?
Okay, says y'all shouldn't fall for the liberal trap that the Democrats are trying to press with this, not realizing that he's in his own kind of fucking shitty water as it is. That's one thing. And then the second thing about that is the only reason why he doesn't want you to fucking investigate that is because we all know the answer to who the fuck started it and where it came from. I think that's kind of apparent. I'm blind and knew that it was fucking bunch of damn Trump wranglers out there fucking storming the damn Capitol in D.C., ran up in there,
and
got one of their people killed, like, and then fucking killed 5 other people along with a fucking D.C. cop. Like, let's keep it real.
People don't understand that his words and his actions and all the things
held so much power
towards. He knew what was going on. A lot of people knew what.
He did.
In the aftermath, a lot of people went on and exposed it too. They all of that was. You mean to tell me people from all over the country playing all of this shit?
Exactly. You got all these people that relaying this information to y'all, letting y'all know, listen, this is really what it is, and y'all steady like, I don't think this is what. I don't think that we can blame this on our president. He was not there. He was at a party. He was at a rally. Yeah, that same rally that the folks that was there left from and went to the goddamn Capitol building. So what the hell are y'all talking about?
He always said
he did.
No, he was saying don't stop until just like he tried to make it seem like everything was rigged in the election, and he got mad about that because he lost the damn election.
And think about exactly all of this stemmed from him losing the election. That's it.
Do you remember
when they passed down that?
Do you remember when people tried to protest after was it Obama? No, when Trump. No. Yes, when they were protesting when Trump was elected, and people had an issue.
Okay, the first time he was elected, they said that it was Russian tampering. We called Russian tampering.
But they said we don't act the same way, but we don't get what we want.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Right. Historically, you have acted this way.
We did a civil. Right, we literally did a civil protest in front of the Capitol building and watched as thousands of people that were involved in that standing outside the gate got pepper sprayed, flash bombed, hit with a whole fucking force of fucking police officers holding batons and those fucking fiberglass screens that they fucking killed and shit. I mean, let's be serious, yo. They really have a different way of handling protesters when it comes to which ones are which protesters are worthy of getting the beat down of the lifetime, and which ones we will just let them, we just have to escort them out the building. You know what I'm saying? Because you could tell, and it's sad because not even this wasn't even the first type of situation. Like, think about it. They literally said when John, what was it? With John Adams was elected president, his inauguration turned into a motherfucking a big ass fucking house party that went ape shit, and he had to bail out the window. Like, and this was what, back, this had to be what, the 16, 17, this had to be like 17, 1800s?
Right.
Come on, yo.
Right.
If you know these assholes is doing wild out shit like that even back then, imagine what the fuck these niggas is doing in modern times and what they want to do in modern times, you know what I'm saying, to protest or to show their aggravation whenever they do decide to protest.
But see, they was protesting. Wow. I don't know if you remember when they was protesting when we first went on lockdown last year, and they were protesting trying to open the doors back up. The folks were standing outside with guns and rifles and shit.
Oh, you talking about trying to you talking about when the government shut down?
Right. Them people standing outside
when the government did a shutdown.
That was cool. Cool.
It was cool. Nobody had a problem. Nobody had a problem there.
Or when they was walking around talking about white power.
Yep.
Right?
Jews will not replace us in Charlottetown, in South Carolina.
Yeah, you remember
I remember that.
Because remember
I know exactly what you're talking about.
They beat up some people.
They beat up some people.
It was some black men.
That lady got shot. That lady got hit by the car. Got hit by that out of control, quote unquote. The van was out of control. No, the dumbass drove the van into that crowd of black people that were protesting alongside against those fucking white supremacists that were there, talking about Jews will not replace us.
Right, and that's when Trump, after that, that's when he said it was good.
They're all beautiful people on both sides.
Right, you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you want. That was the bullshit. But see, that's where the whole chain of events started tumbling in. Like when that shit started spinning off, that's when everything just really started tumbling downhill at that point. Because as you can see, it didn't stop there. You know what I'm saying? Afterwards, you started seeing more and more cases where black people were being subjugated to being oppressed or assaulted or killed by white officers, white people in general.
Because it was okay.
You know what I'm saying? All with a racist agenda. But nobody was, if he'd have just obeyed the law, if he'd have just resisted, if he'd have just stopped resisting. One dude got shot with his hands in the fucking air. What about that? Mm-hmm. You know, one dude got shot while telling the officer that he has a legal firearm. All he said is, I'm telling you I have a legal firearm. And the officer said, let me see your ID.
Right.
He went to reach for his ID and got shot.
Get my ID that you're asking for.
He said, I'm reaching for my ID. You hear it in the conversation. And he said, hold up. And then the next thing you know, bow, 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 bow. Down lane, strikes in.
And that guy got off.
And he got off, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, because we're starting to see the change, the atmosphere change, whereas officers like, this guy who killed George Floyd, I can't get that man a name. I can't give his name. I personally don't want to talk about the man's name because he deserves everything he's getting right now. From the ass whoopings to the new PC living quarters that he's in. So at the end of the day, like personally feeling no remorse for that situation is my revenge at the situation that he inflicted on a man that had no business being killed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if he was under some kind of drugs influences, there should have been no reason why you were sitting down that man's neck for 9 minutes.
Not over no damn 20 counterfeit $20.
And then over a counterfeit $20 bill. And in that case, that's what I was saying. That's the whole thing that's what makes it even worse. It's like you really just killed a man over a $20, fake $20 bill that you could leave. It could easily just result in him going to jail. You know, they got plenty of people in jail right now for counterfeit fraud like that. But you gonna sit here and kill the man, and then your officer. It's the thing that man. It just
radar Bruce situation. The guy at Wendy's
Yep.
was sleeping in his car, not bothering nobody.
In Atlanta.
He realized he was too drunk to drive, and he was smart
And he
enough
fell
to say,
asleep.
"You know what? Let me pull over in this little parking lot. Let me sleep this off." I thought I was
Right.
He got off.
Right.
And so you fuck with a man who already he did it. I'm too drunk to drive. I'm gonna go in this parking lot and meet me. You know, get myself together first. And here you come.
All he
Here y'all
needed was
come,
a
that's
nap.
what I'm saying. And then he even asked. He asked, "Can I walk home? Can I just walk home? I live right there." Now they said no. Okay, well, you know, his wife at the house. Somebody could have came and got him. Y'all could.
Somebody could have came and got him.
Y'all could have said, "Okay,
that's what I'm
we gonna
saying.
take you home. You come back get your car later."
But
Keep his keys.
that's the.
Y'all got his keys. You got all his information. There's nothing that he was going to do. But you try
And
to
that's
arrest
the
him. Now, here's the
thing.
thing. Now, no, he shouldn't have ran. But okay, so he runs away. He drunk. So the fuck what? What you gotta shoot?
You see what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
What up, smoke hour?
I feel like some of these cases, okay, so the guy get away. Okay. If he ain't threatening nobody, he ain't running around with no gun, he ain't, you know, hurting nobody.
Exactly.
He's not harmful to society. Oh fuck,
You already know,
he
bro.
got away.
Appreciate you. But that's what I'm saying. Like out of all of that, you still like it's almost like, okay, check this out. Like I don't know if you remember this situation. In Atlanta, there was a guy in Georgia. There was this guy. He was having a mental break, right? He was having a literal mental break, right? But he was ass naked in the streets, running around having a mental break.
I remember that.
In the street. The man was shot and killed.
I remember that.
For having a mental break. He happened to be butt-ass naked.
I got a friend of mine whose mother was killed that way. He's in the police right now.
See?
She she came outside. I don't know who called the cops, but I guess she was irate. And she did come outside with a gun, but she put the gun down on top of the car.
Right.
Put the gun down on top of the car and put her arms. No, he was walking up. She walked away and shot her in the back.
Put the gun down. So she put the gun down and then turned around to walk away.
Yeah, like she was.
Damn, man.
You see her walking out the house calmly. She put the little gun down that she had, and I mean it was, and you could see the police behind the bushes on the other side of the street. They didn't even know near.
Right.
And then she was shot in the back, and then you kind of see her kind of walk and stumble a little bit. She took about a few more steps, and they shot her some more time. They shot her about 7 times.
Damn. But do you see where we going with this whole thing? Though, like, shit is crazy. Like, how can you say that at any given time, you know, the officers have complete control of a situation if their reason for having control of a situation is to motherfucking snap in and just immediately, oh my God, he's hot, she's hostile, he's hostile, shoot first, and then we'll do the report later and fandangle how it's supposed to look so it's legit and we look like we're justified.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I've literally had a situation. All right, now peep this. I know I was guilty for this charge. Now, mind you, I got a charge on my criminal record right now. I have a felony on my record for a stolen vehicle, right? Okay.
Mhm.
I stole this car, possession of stolen property. That's a class D felony, right? All right, it's a low felony, right? But here's the problem with that, right? Now, I got out the car. I get out the car. There was a K9 unit, you know, that pulled us out, that stopped me. There's four people total in the car, including myself, right? Everybody else jump out the car and run. I'm the only black person in the goddamn car. Why the dog chase me?
You know why?
Why the dog chase my black ass first? The three white people they got caught after I got caught. And it wasn't even all three of them. It was maybe one of them that got caught. You know what I'm saying? Like one other person got caught. I was like, are you fucking serious?
Cause that's what they were trained to go after.
It blows my mind to sit here and see that shit though.
Yeah, that's what they were trained to go after. You know what? And I feel like as old as I am, I still see things to this day that's like, wow, like I got a ticket. I ain't stolen a car now, but I got a ticket. And so I was at you know, I go to the little court, you know, you gotta sit in court, so they call you up so you can dispute your ticket, whatever.
Right.
Now I got a ticket in a predominantly white part of town. Okay. I'm looking at everybody in this room, in this courtroom, we all black.
Ain't that some shit?
So how the hell you only giving tickets out to niggas when we it ain't a lot of black people that live over here.
Listen,
I know where I'm at.
I'll just say it.
You know what I'm saying? I know
like,
where I'm at. Listen, I grew up over there. I already know ain't no black folks over here. But yet I go to court for this ticket and it ain't nothing but black folks and Mexicans.
You feel me? That's the reason why this whole thing is so weird.
Like, and I know that's little, you know, it's a little observation, but it speaks volumes.
Yeah, it really does. It really does.
You mean to tell me all these white people driving down the street, I'm talking about it's on a busy street. All these white folks driving down the street all day. I'm in an area that is predominant. I'm talking about a good 80, 70. It's a white town.
Right.
But you only stopping black people. You only stopping people with dark skin. Cause I'm looking like, okay, even the Mexicans that was in there, I'm looking at them like, oh, he looked black.
Right.
At that car window, he looked black.
Better believe it. Cause
right?
if he darker than a paper bread, if he darker than a paper bag, he black. Look at it like that.
Right. I'm just saying, I know this shit ain't no coincidence.
Shit crazy as hell the way they do folks, man. And then it's just a simple thing, like, and this is in two different areas of the world, like two different countries, two different cities in the world, two different states in the world. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the shit. Like, how everything on that spectrum of it is so unified, but
yeah.
It's so unified that it doesn't even matter where in the world, where in the country you are. This is the basis of what's going to happen, like, what's been happening. No matter where you go.
Right. Like, you can ignore it all you want to, but it be right in your face.
All the time.
So much.
And if you don't pay attention to it, if you're not paying attention to it, it's just gonna make it easier for you to be the next victim. You see what I'm saying? That's something that I refuse to stop. I refuse to not pay attention to. I refuse to not be unalerted to. Like, that's the whole problem in a nutshell. Like, we have too many people that are willing to say fuck that and ignore it and not taking into accountability that it can happen to them.
Yeah. You have heard there's video.
Oh, go ahead.
It's a video that I love to point out to people. It's older, but it's two guys getting experience. It was both of them had on. It was a white guy and a black guy. They both had on the same outfit, dressed the same way, same scenario. Basically, they were in a park, and there was a bike that was chained to like a pole.
Okay.
And they were trying to get the bike off the chain, right? So
Right.
with the white guy, you know, people, because they're in a park, people walking around, they see him trying to get this bike off this pole. And so they're like, hey, is that your bike? And he's like, yeah, I'm just trying to, you know, he got tools with him. Or I don't even think he had maybe a couple of tools, you know. And so they were like, you know, they stopped to try to help him.
Right.
You know, somebody unscrewed the little sign off the top of the pole so they could slide the bike up. You know, they was trying to get him, you know,
pick the bike up and slide it off the
them.
bar. Yep.
Yeah.
See, look at that.
The guy on the bike rolled off, right? Same experiment, same part. Black dude. They got on the same outfit. They dressed just like. Because even after I saw it, even, you know, we're so in tune to prejudice that we start having those same intuitions, right? For instance, after I saw it, I was like, well, it's how he dressed. Why they dress him like that? Until I realized he dressed just like the white dude.
See?
And the thing
That's
is,
the crazy part.
So with him, so this is what happened with him. They stopped by him. They like, is that your bike? He was like, well, yeah, I'm trying to get it. Or, you know, and so they was like, that's not your bike. They were like, you're trying to steal that bike. So they started calling the police. They had a whole crowd.
See?
It was a whole crowd around him trying to point it out, trying to stop him from stealing his bike.
See? And this is a goddamn bike.
Yeah.
Like, come on. How many motherfuckers get their bike stolen in the fucking...
It was no one standing around. He was like, yeah, I'm just trying to get this bike, you know. And they was like, no, stop. I'm talking about they literally called the police.
That's crazy.
Yep. And then you know what
Fucking
else crazy? They did it with a girl. They did the same thing with a girl. She got more help, man, than a little bit.
White girl.
Mm-hmm. They helped. They couldn't wait to help her out.
Oh, I bet.
But that's the type of stuff is like, it just goes to show you how simple minded people can be.
Right. And how easy it is to flip that fucking racist switch. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, how quick is it to flip that prejudice racist switch that they have in their head? Oh my God, it's a black man trying to take a bike off of a fucking chain. That's not his bike. Black people don't own chains for their bikes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's the common.
Let's help him. He lost his key. Just lost his key.
He must have lost his lock key. Yeah. Like, let's not think about the fact that he may have actually been trying to fucking steal his bike. And he don't have a tool. He got these tools because these tools is the easiest tools to use to cut his fucking chain down to get his goddamn bike. But that's the thing. Like, it's crazy when we sit back and analyze all of that, because folks will sit there and say that, oh, you know, there's no prejudice in this country. We've abolished that. We got rid of that with the civil rights movement. Folks don't understand. We could sit here and talk about this for fucking decades about the problem that takes place as far as the government and our people in this country as a result to prejudices and bigotries and all of these different fucking ideologies of racism that take place in this country. Because motherfuckers don't care about you. They don't give a fuck about who you are. They care about the fact that you're not white and you are in their neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And whatever the circumstances, even if you weren't in your neighborhood, the police have complete dominion over all the lands that they jurisdiction surveys. So whenever you're in their quadrant of their jurisdiction, you are under their law. Mm-hmm. And if they tell you not to sneeze in your hand, then you're supposed to do that or face this fucking penalty of law that they have reprimanded upon you. You see what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing that really it really boggles the mind. I get it. It's like this whole thing about there needs to be a certain form of order here, because if not, then there's chaos. But if the factor of the matter stands that black people, brown people, you know, whatever their nationality is, tend to be more prone to giving this information to their children and keeping this information handy for themselves than white people. Why is this?
Exactly.
Why is this that most black, Latin people, Asian people all have that primary conversation where, listen, if you have a cop, if you're met by a cop, if you're ever met by a law enforcement, don't stare him in the eyes. Say yes, sir. Be very complicit and make sure that you get as best to give him whatever information he's asking for and could just comply. Whereas the average white person has never been told this kind of information because they've never had to be subjected to it. Because the last time this ever happened, there was a white person in question. And I can tell you this from experience because my girl is white. My girl got pulled over by the cops one time because she was riding from, you know, a local hospital up near her, you know, where she was living to go back home. She was leaving from the hospital to go back up the road to her house because she had to go there to get stuff for my daughter, right? Now, my daughter's in the car, right? My newborn daughter is in the car, right? She gets pulled over. The cops start to try to analyze what she's doing in her car. Now they want to look for her. They want to look in the the dashboard, the floorboard of the car, all kind of shit. Oh, you got pills in here. What's those pills doing? Those aren't fucking anything. Those aren't fucking pills. You know what I'm saying? That was a fucking it was a piece of candy they seen on the floor. It looked like a fucking pill. Oh, that doesn't look like candy. It's a pill. Hold up. Okay, it's not a fucking piece of candy. It's not a pill. It's a fucking piece of candy. Okay, so what are you gonna do? You gonna take the goddamn pill? Analyze it. You go right ahead. Have fun trying to fucking figure out what the fuck piece of candy it is. Because I still don't remember what the fuck it was. Even yeah, I mean it'd be a fucking sweet tart or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? So like that was the whole thing in a nutshell. Like fucking she had to stand outside the car for almost an hour. Now, mind you, it's fucking cold outside. My daughter, brand new. My daughter was maybe a month or two old.
That's why.
Not even 2 months old. So we're sitting in this situation, and I'm like, wait a minute. White cops? Yes. Pulling you over and you're white? Yes. Who is with you? Just me, no. I see now. You're getting the head start. You're getting the early learning lessons of riding while with black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the last incident that I can recall where this whole thing took place was a perfect example. Because if you remember, this is why we reconcile with the white counterparts of our family in this melting pot of a country that we have, to acknowledge those that actually stood against racism and bigotries alongside of us as we protested. Because some of those people actually took a really hell of a hard fucking hit afterwards while standing with us. For you remember the incident where in the 50s after a protest, the boycott for the buses, right? There were some black people that were being escorted home by a white lady. The cops came and shot up the entire fucking car, killed the white lady and the black people in the car because she was involved with these black people. Just because she was giving them a ride home.
I'm telling you, I hate it.
You see what I'm saying?
Last year when all the riots broke out and the protests and everything.
What is up? Decided to give myself